Normally I would just share a photo that I relate to and subtitle my thoughts on current events. I feel like that's probably just the easiest way for me to express myself with safety. And I'll write a poem or write a story or complain to my friends and family and feel better. But I don't think I can feel better anymore doing that. I think it's important to say it aloud. It doesn't matter what color my skin is, or what religion you compare my nose to, or what you classify me because of my size, or any judgment based off of where I was born. I actually don't even know my heritage, because from wars and tyrants which exist today, my people have been ripped from their lands, just like everybody's mostly, including the community that needs us to speak up right now. And in any case, no matter what my race is or where I was born or what religion I practice, I benefit from white privilege. I benefit from being a small white female. The cops have beaten me, but in normal circumstances, they would not automatically assume that I was guilty by the look of my face or my skin or my size. I had a dream last night where my brother was gunned down on the beach in Florida, where I'm from. And I know it was a dream, but my face was soaked in tears. And I woke up thinking, I hope my brother is safe. But some people's brothers are not. Or their mothers, or their sisters. I actually wrote this several days ago when I watched that video of that lady in Central Park. And I was going to edit it and make it into a poem, and that's just the English major in me. But because of that dream, I feel like it's very important to say that these are someone's brothers. These are someone's children. These are someone's parents. And enough is enough. I have been safer from hate than a community that desperately needs us all to bear witness right now. You see quotes out there that say that racism hasn't gotten worse, it's just being recorded more. And we know that that's true, because there were slaves. No one has forgotten that. The KKK existed. It still exists, but was heavily prevalent in the area that I grew up in until the late 80s. No one has forgotten. It hasn't changed. You've enjoyed Fresh Prince and Sir Mix-a-Lot and Beyonce. You have consumed soul food and all shades of black culture. I have too. I grew up on Fresh Prince. I loved it. I didn't really know what appropriation was. But honestly, I learned a lot of family values from Fresh Prince. And all of Will Smith's films, really. And his demeanor and his presence. He's a good role model. You have profited off of their labor for hundreds of years. I remember the night that Trump was elected, because it still haunts me, considering how much hate arose from just his campaigns. It doesn't surprise me that there has been increased violence since he has taken place in office. I normally do not speak politics very openly, but I think it's time for people to do that. In any case, who's to say that the lesser of two evils wasn't Trump at that time? Who's to say what hides under every white privileged person's face out there? Who's to say who is donating the money to their campaigns? I always love that Robin Williams sketch that said politicians should be like NASCAR racers. They should wear the brands of their sponsors on their jackets. I've always agreed with that. In any case, after Trump was elected, I was moving around a lot and I fled Florida, which is his home base. I've been hiding in the woods ever since. But even here in Vermont, the woods may be peaceful, but there is still inequality, there is still hate, there is still injustice, there is still suffering. There is nowhere to hide. It's time that we all stand up. It seems like we all have some extra time these days, and it's time that we all stand up because this is more than an invisible virus that threatens us all. No one is safe from it. You're not safe in $1 million homes. You're not safe in your gated communities. You're not safe in your Teslas or your Whole Foods. None of us are free until we are all free. The Indigenous suffer every day. The news doesn't always show it because there's just not enough screen time. But if you look, you'll find truth out there. The Indigenous suffer every day. We put them in this terrible systemic issue on reservations after we robbed them of their lands. We do it to Black communities too. And any minority that we just feel at the time is not worth the white privilege, I guess. Anyone from the Middle East has had it, people from China, or any Asian country, because people are so focused on the outside. None of us are free until we are all free. We focus so much on what's on the outside of people instead of the small child, one with a mother, one who bleeds, who learns, who smiles. How do we dehumanize people so easily? Sympathy, empathy, and consideration are not hard to understand. It's as easy as thinking, what if it were me? What if it were my mother? What if it was my child? What if it was my friend, my brother, my cousin? What if it was my friend's friend? What if it was my friend's friend's mother? What will your children think of you? I'm a woman, I'm a friend, I'm a sister, a cousin, a partner, I'm a daughter, I'm an aunt. I also want to declare that I am an anti-racist. I do benefit from white privilege. I bear witness to the injustices. I will not tolerate it any longer. I believe in equality, whatever it may look like, because none of us are equal but amazing in all of our differences. It's why we love to travel. It's why we love culture and films. I believe in treating everyone and everything with respect. I believe that a smile on a hard day or a helping hand on a hard day can change someone's life. I know because it's changed my life in the past. There have been people who have helped me. I invite my friends and anyone who sees this video, which I try desperately to hold my composure, to stand up for what you believe in. It's not a call to protest in the streets or to burn down cities, but to help clean up our act in every way. And to understand, to do research, to listen, to empathize and sympathize, and be considerate. It's okay to have an opinion. But I think it's important to change your perspective, because if you're like me and you sit in a safe and comfortable spot every night and you leave your doors unlocked every night because you're not afraid, and you can get pulled over by a police officer and not be afraid for your life. I used a counterfeit 10 one time in a fast food drive-thru. I didn't know it was counterfeit. I was a waitress. Someone gave it to me. I did not get arrested. I did not get a knee on the back of my neck. They just kept the 10. They said, this is counterfeit. Do you have more money? Because you can't pay with this. That's it. I've been pulled over. I know friends who've been pulled over. The cops help them because of their white face. I invite you to stand up for what you believe in. For me, this video helps for now, but I know that this is only the beginning. Our planet is suffering. Our people are suffering. What will we leave our children? I invite you to show your support. Some of the ways that I saw through other people online who are sharing information. You can defund organizations. We know that the military has plenty of armor. I saw something today that said it's pretty funny to see all of these street cops out there in so much military uniforms when our doctors are wearing garbage bags as scrubs for surgeries that are needed right now in a time of this medical crisis globally. Why does our military and police officers have so much ammo, so much tear gas? How much money are we spending on the people who are supposed to protect us, and they're hurting us? They're using it against us. Defund organizations that do not align with your principles and ideas. Bezos does not need any more of your support or your money. His bank account is higher than any number we can ever perceive. You don't need another pair of shoes off of Amazon. The police do not need more ammo. The military does not need more armor or tanks. They have enough. We don't need to be dropping drone pilot bombs on other countries, especially now. We don't need to be pointing fingers at other countries for a virus that affects us all. Find a phone bank. Vote. This is an election year. And the candidates don't look great, in my opinion, of course. I'm sure everybody has their own. And I hope that it's one that you've gone out of your way to create, not one that you blindly hear one time and accept it as your own. I hope you do the research for yourself. There's petitions and pledges, donations. You can put a sign in your yard, make a video. Support your community any way that you can, and the communities that need us the most. As imperfect as we all are, we know this is work. Nobody likes to do the work. We know that. That's why we've been giving it to people like the communities that suffer right now. The ones that are suffering way more than any of us can be. How privileged we are to live in a place where it's like a vacation during a pandemic. Me too. Me too. It's not about pointing fingers or placing blame. This is about accountability. People need to be held accountable for what they do to each other and to this planet and to other creatures. They're pleading for our help. I cannot ignore the cries anymore. I cannot watch another person suffocate and die. No matter the relation, no matter the color, no matter the community, no matter the crime. Can you ask yourself, what crime deserves that punishment? well, thank you. And I hope this helps. I certainly feel a little better. And I know that there's so much work to be done.